Well, he is back. The New York Knicks are signing Taj Gibson to a 10-day contract with injuries to Julius Randle and potentially OG Anunoby, who missed last night's game against the Charlotte Hornets due to an inflamed right elbow. Tom Thibodeau is bringing back one of his favorites. Taj Gibson will return for the second time to the New York Knicks this year. Third time he will get a crack at his Knicks career. And I'm honestly excited for Taj Gibson to be back, man. He epitomizes what it means to be a member of the New York Knicks, a New York Knick native through and through, wears number 67 for his high school. It is going to be cool to see Taj back. I actually thought he did a decent job when he came in. Didn't think he was ready to play the type of minutes that Tom Thibodeau had him playing, but I thought he did a decent job on guys like Giannis Antetokounmpo that day on Christmas, or that game on Christmas Day. Got a couple of steals, played tough, plays physical. Going to be an extension to the coaching staff for this team, and I'm a fan of the move. I know there's been some talk about Obi Toppin's brother, Jacob Toppin, coming up. Charlie Brown Jr. played last night for the Knicks, but I actually think the best move for the Knicks to make is Taj Gibson. I was joking around in the Chat Sports offices yesterday about that. But Taj Gibson is back. He's signing a 10-day contract. I assume he'll be on the team as long as Julius Randle is unable to play, and maybe even OG Anunoby. We're about to get into a full recap of last night's game, talking about the latest news and rumors, DeMar DeRozan, Buddy Hield, Dejounte Murray, and everything leading up until the NBA trade deadline. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit that sub button, and let's go Knicks.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. The New York Knicks dominate the Charlotte Hornets. Got off to a little bit of a slow start. Only won that first quarter by a point. I believe it was close at halftime, but that third quarter was awesome. The Knicks were like 17 of 21 from the field. They could not be stopped. Another masterclass for Jalen Brunson. Donte Divincenzo threw in 20 points. Love the energy from Hart. I thought Quentin Grimes was aggressive. And then Isaiah Hartenstein, Preston Jewell played good ball. We'll talk about the game coming up around the corner, but I just wanted to get into some questions from some subscribers immediately following the game. I got Eric Trump says, with the recent wins by the prodigious Knicks, I think that's how you say that, prodigious Knicks, are they a legitimate dark horse contender, or is that fan love overestimation? I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Knicks are the second best team in the Eastern Conference. If the Knicks played anybody in the East, I would put money on them to win the series right now, outside of the Boston Celtics. And that's not saying the Knicks cannot beat the Boston Celtics, but I do believe that they would beat the Heat. I think they'd beat the Sixers. I think they'd beat the Bucks. I think they'd beat the Cavs. I think they'd beat the Magic. I think they'd beat everybody in the East. And I think they're a top 5 team in the NBA. Out West, the only 2 teams that I absolutely think are better than them, and even though we just beat them by 40, I'm still going to give credit to the champs, the Denver Nuggets, and the Los Angeles Clippers. Outside of the Clippers, Nuggets, and Celtics, I think the Knicks can go toe-to-toe with every team in the Eastern Conference. I truly believe that. I think the Knicks, no doubt about it, are a contender in the East, and it ain't a joke, Eric Jump. They're for real. Will McConaughey really would love DeRozan. He could play 3 and operate in the mid-range, which will be open as Randle is out, and can run the second team once Randle is back. I am a big fan of DeMar DeRozan, and I believe that he would be almost an ideal fit to go get someone off the bench to come in and get you 20, 25 a night, play 25, 30 minutes, run that second unit, another tough bucket getter. There's not many people in this league that get to their spot in the half-court offense, and in particular, the mid-range game, and can knock it down to the clip that he can. He's also a guy that can kind of just post up and go and get you a bucket. For about 5 minutes a half, you can run your offense solely through DeRozan. Another thing that's underrated about DeMar is his playmaking ability, man. He's got that ball on a string, and at 6'6", 6'7", it's hard to really kind of rattle him. He could see over the top of the defenses more times and not make that pass. I think DeRozan would be a perfect fit off the bench. For him, Will, the money is just a little bit tricky. It'd probably have to be a 3-way deal to get this done. He makes about $28 million. You'd have to get about 26. And the way the Knicks contracts stack up outside of Fournier, they don't really have another guy that can stack that up. I think DeRozan will be a great fit. He's an average defender. He can play alongside Brunson, and you can run your offense through him with that second unit. I'd be a big fan of Debo. Also, a report came out a couple weeks ago that he'd like to be a member of the Knicks or the Heat. AJ McMecca, what's up, man? We're rolling. Do you think we should go for someone like Buddy Hield? I'm going to say no to Buddy Hield. Unless it's just like ridiculously cheap and it's a second rounder in Fournier. I'm looking at Murray still. I'm looking at Malcolm Brogdon. I'm looking at DeMar DeRozan. And those are probably my three guys right there that I'm really, really looking at. AJ, what up? I get nervous every time JB drives that he's going to tweak that ankle. When are we trading for Dejounte Murray? JB doesn't come in if we have him. JB doesn't come back. Agreed. Yeah, I'm with you, AJ. Every time he drives, he just takes so much contact, and we've seen that, he's rolled that ankle a time or two before. He continues to get active, though, continues to get downhill. He's not afraid. But, yeah, I still think Dejounte Murray is the perfect trade partner for the New York Knicks. Trade target, I guess is a better way to phrase that. He is a guy that I think would be a good fit alongside him, even though I really like the fit of Dejounte Murray. I mean, Donte Divincenzo at that too. But he gives you a player that gives you 48 minutes of elite point guard play. And if you can match 48 minutes of elite point guard play with 48 minutes of elite center play, that's going to be tough to stop. And then you got Hart and Anunoby handcuffed. You got DiVincenzo. I think the addition of Murray would take him a long way, and it would take a little bit of the burden off of Jalen Brunson. That's Johnson by Marshall. What do you think Grimes' ceiling is? It seems like ever since he's gotten benched, he's had one good game, then a bunch of off games. Is he worth keeping, and do you think he still has good trade value? What do I think Grimes' ceiling is? A starter on a championship contender. I really do believe that, man. Is he ever going to be a guy that's going to put it on the deck and get you 20 a night? No. Is he ever a guy that's going to have 10 boards or 10 assists? No. But when you talk about great off-ball production, relentless effort on the defensive end, and I know he didn't shoot the ball well tonight, but we know that he can light it up from downtown. You put him alongside a ball-dominant guard and a good wing and a good center, there's a lot of teams out there that would love to have Quentin Grimes. And as far as his trade value, I still think it's pretty high. I think it's the equivalent to a first-rounder. And I think there's teams out there that want him. And I think there's a reason for that. I think he's a stud. I'd like to keep him. I just don't know where he fits long-term on this team. It's pretty obvious that Tom Thibodeau likes Josh Hart more than Quentin Grimes. So he's going to roll with that guy. But I think Grimes is a winner, man. I do. I think he plays the right game. Plays the game the right way. He could shoot it. He could defend it. And I think he's only scratching the surface of what he can be. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We put out free, informative, entertaining content every day. We just crossed over 33,500 subscribers. We're on our way to 34,000 subs. Subscribe, turn the notifications on, and join us for every single Knicks game. Also, check out our proud sponsor, Prize Picks, prizepicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS, and they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Prize Picks is the #1 daily fantasy sports app in North America. It's very easy to play. It's easy and exciting daily fantasy. All you do is create a lineup of 2 to 6 players, and you simply choose more or less on their projected stat line. I love playing Prize Picks. It's a lot of fun. More players you have on your lineup, the higher the payout can be. That's prizepicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS. Check it out. Give it a try. I promise you guys are going to like it. I just want to kind of close the second half of the video just talking about the win over the Charlotte Hornets on Monday night, man. We're blessed. We really, really are. This guy is special. I think he's on his way to having a Hall of Fame career. I think he's on his way to being one of the best Knicks of all time, if not the best Knick. You're going to have to add some hardware and some jewelry to earn that title. But in my 29 years of watching the Knicks, he's the best player I've ever seen wear a Knicks jersey. And no disrespect to Carmelo Anthony, no disrespect to whoever you want to say. I think he's the best. I've never seen a point guard have such a stranglehold on the game, the flow of the game, the ability to always get to his spot. At 6'1", this guy walks down bigs and takes them into the paint. His efficiency every single night is incredible. It's almost like when he shoots 45%, you're like, he was off. And other guys would kill to average 25 points on 45%. I'm excited to see how much more of a step, if there is one in his game, that he could take with Julius Randle expected to miss a couple of weeks. Can we just get the 11s in the chat? We went through some bad point guard play, man. We went through some really bad point guard play for a really long time. And now this guy's here, and we're lucky. We really, really are. And we got his right-hand man at the 2-guard spot who, we were all fans of the Donte DiVincenzo signing. We thought he was a good addition. I don't think anyone thought he was going to be this good, and that's myself included. 28 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. If you just covered up Donte DiVincenzo, the name in the picture, that's an all-star performance. That's an all-NBA performance. I don't care if you're playing the Hornets. Not a lot of guys in this league that can put up 28, 6, and 5 on 45% from the field and just have the ability to also shoot 15 threes in a game and be like, all right, maybe 2 or 3 of those are bad. It was the Villanova show tonight. That's another reason I respect Brunson. How easy is it, to kick back and be like, all right, I got my money. I got my guy here. I got my dad on the bench. I got my other guy here. I got Arch on the bench. And, take all that, and he still overachieves. He still leaves you speechless. Knicks gave him the key to the city, gave him the key to the franchise, and I don't even think he's close to being done. Josh Hart played great tonight, 18-12, 8, 12, and 7. Just keep being Josh Hart. We got to get this number up, though. Got to get that number up. That's going to hurt you in the playoffs. And, a bonus, Precious Achiuwa. He's been great. Last 4 or 5 games, Achiuwa's taken his game to another level. He's flexed his offensive game a little bit, hit a corner 3. He hit a Euro push shot in the lane tonight. Man. He's pretty damn good. He is pretty damn good, Jalen Brunson. He's pretty good. He leaves you speechless every night. 25 assists tonight on 44 buckets. I'll take that. You did what you're supposed to do. Without Randle, without Anunoby, Brunson said, hop on my back and let's go get a dub. And that's exactly what they did. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I know in the video I said Jalen Brunson's the best Knick I've ever seen. I didn't really get to see Patrick Ewing in his prime. So that's that. Obviously, I have Ewing ahead of him. As always, though, appreciate you. Subscribe, and let's go Knicks.